glucometer at home, do a fasting glucose once a week, and then your activity logs. We will be providing the activity logs and a pedometer. Some of my patients who are here have already picked it up at the clinic. If not, it will be mailed out to you this week, and then you should have it ready for our following session on September 27th. So prediabetes means that your blood sugar is higher than normal, but it's not high enough to be called type 2 diabetes. More than 1 in 3 Americans have prediabetes. 9 out of 10 people with prediabetes don't know they have it. And if you have prediabetes, just like diabetes, you're likely to get heart disease and stroke, and of course, diabetes. But the good news is losing weight and being active can cut your risk of type 2 diabetes in half. And the goals of this series is by the end of the 12 weeks, we want you to hopefully lose 5 to 7% of your starting weight and getting at least 150 minutes of physical activity every week. So why are we pushing weight loss and exercise? What we found is that adults 65 years or older with prediabetes who receive lifestyle intervention such as weight loss and exercise had a lower rate of progressing to type 2 diabetes than just usual care. Weight loss as a type of lifestyle interventions were more effective with adults 65 years or older with prediabetes. And exercise is also a lifestyle intervention that will prevent the progression of prediabetes to diabetes. And what we found is that adults who are 65 years or older who have a higher significant benefit of lifestyle interventions with weight loss and exercise in reducing the development of type 2 diabetes when compared to younger adults. So in your welcome packet, you will be provided with a 12-week goal. And your 12-week goal is, um, you will get at least 150 minutes of activity each week at a moderate pace or more. I want you to put down your weight today, and then figure out what percentage of body weight you want to lose. And either 5, 6, or 7%. It is a short series, 12 weeks. If you want to be more um, conservative with the 5%, that's perfectly fine. Or, even if we don't hit 5%, I mean, as long as you continue, I think that's a very good goal. We just want you to lose a little bit of something. And then, so once you get the packet, I'd like you to fill this out, probably put it somewhere you could look at it every day, maybe the refrigerator or a board in your home, the bathroom mirror, and it will keep you kind of motivated for us to continue the series. This is just like a quick calculator, weight loss by numbers. So you will be I can add this to the welcome packet. So today I'm going to do the series with you guys. I weighed myself this morning and I was 134 pounds. And so my goal would be, if I wanted to lose 5 to 7%, would be 7 to 9 pounds, as you can see um, in 134. So 5% is 7 pounds, and then 6% is 8 pounds, and then 7% is 9 pounds. While I'm not a pre-diabetic, it is still, I think, important to follow my own advice. So I'm going to be doing all the activity requirements, doing the food logs, doing a fasting glucose, and weekly weigh-ins with you guys. And then at home, participants are required to track your minutes of activity each day, including the steps on the pedometer provided. I want you to write the minutes of activity and daily steps from the pedometer in your fitness log. I'll be asking for that every time we do the virtual class starting next week. And then I want you to weigh in once a week on Mondays, and then enter the weight for the week. And then if you have a glucometer at home, we would also like you to have a fasting glucose once a week. And this is the fitness logs that you will be having. So you'll have one for for the 12 weeks. And then what I'll be asking for is your total for the week, your total steps and your total minutes. And then, of course, we would like you to be, it's not required, but we are encouraging you to track your food each day. We will do the track your food after the next module when we talk about healthy eating and how to track your food. And then, of course, add the details of your activity. If you want to say, I did 30 minutes, what did you do? Dancing, I did a walk or along those things. And then every now and then we'll ask you to do a couple things at home, and we encourage you to try them also at home. This will be a food log. You'll also get that in your welcome packet. So I'm going to talk a little bit about diabetes mellitus and why would we want to prevent it. So when you eat, your body breaks down food into glucose, a type of sugar. In people without type 2 diabetes, a hormone called insulin helps sugar leave the body and enter the cells. This gives the cells energy. In people with type 2 diabetes, the body doesn't make or use insulin well. So the sugar builds up in the blood instead of going to your cells, and then the cells don't get enough energy. And type 2 diabetes can harm your heart and blood vessels, which can lead to heart attacks and strokes. It can harm your nerves, which can lead to neuropathy. It can also harm your kidneys, which can lead to kidney failure, your eyes, which can lead to blindness, and your feet, which can lead to amputations, and your gums and skin. So, if we can prevent diabetes, we really would like to focus on the diabetes prevention. And what are your risks for diabetes? You know, you're more likely to get type 2 diabetes if you are too heavy, being overweight or obese, spending a lot of time sitting or laying down, have a parent or sibling with type 2 diabetes, are African American, Hispanic, Native American, or Asian American, and are 45 years or older. And this may be because people tend to be less active and gain weight as they age, but type 2 diabetes mellitus is also on the rise with young people. And then if you had diabetes while you were pregnant, called gestational diabetes, that also puts you at risk. So we want you to get active to prevent type 2 diabetes. Getting more active, you can prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. It'll give you more energy, help you sleep better, improve your memory, balance, and flexibility, lift your mood, lower your blood pressure and cholesterol, lower your risk of heart attack and stroke, and lower your stress level and strengthen your muscles and bones. And again, it's a way for you to, one way it does is to help your body also lose weight. And the more active you are, the more calories you burn. Can anyone tell me what calories are? Can we put it in the chat? Can you monitor that, Lisa?
Yes, I'll monitor that. Go ahead and put in the chat what calories are. And then also, while you're taking a little break here, I do want to plug, we do fitness classes every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And I'll put in the chat also the link to that. So you can log your fitness with me on Tuesday at 10.
Oh, great. Let's see the chat. Okay. Oh, somebody Googled it. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay, so in short, calories are a measure of energy. You get them from food and drink. So the more you eat, the more energy you have. So it's either you use it through exercise or you store it by gaining weight. Um, and getting active can lower your risk for type 2 diabetes in another way because it lowers your blood sugar. It does this by making your cells better able to use insulin to take up blood sugar. So, you always want to think like, how much is this cookie gonna cost me? I think I've looked it up and it was like one chocolate chip cookie was like 300 minutes on a treadmill. And I was like, ooh, that's so it's a high calorie food. So you think about, how much this calorie is and kind of what as we go through, we'll put more details on what each food and how to kind of what it means as far as how much energy you need to expend to kind of not have it stay in your body. And as you know, you'll be working towards at least 115 minutes of activity each week. It may take you a while to reach that goal. If you're at absolute zero and in the next 2 weeks you do 30 minutes, I mean, that's still a win. So we're just going to ask you to make small changes so that over time um, you'll have a lifestyle change that you're working on getting 150 minutes of activity. This isn't something we're gonna do for the 12 weeks and then it's over. We're trying to see if we can find ways to kind of modify your everyday so that beyond this class you are, continuing to stay active for 150 minutes. Um, and there are so many ways for us to get active. It includes biking, climbing stairs, dancing, doing yard work, hiking, jogging, jumping rope, lifting weights, stretching, swimming, resistance bands, walking briskly. Um, does anybody want to share ways that, outside of this, that they're getting active at home now? You can add it in your chat. Let me see. So I don't know, you guys probably, oh, is it not? There's a, is my screen not being shared, Lisa?
So I see your screen. I had
Okay.
put on Spotlight. I'll take you off Spotlight. Maybe that'll help, but I do see your screen. Right now, it has your chat in there. We can see the chat and up over the slide deck.
Oh, oh, okay. Let me X that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You did have a couple questions. How do you want me to do that? Do you want me to take the questions and answer them at the end? Or do you
It's
want to?
kind of just trying to stay interactive. If people just want to put, I'm going to just look at the chat real quick. If people want to put in something like Nisa said yoga. So there's a lot of, and then every now and then I'll look, Sharon says that what's the best time of day to exercise? Um, I don't know if it's necessarily there's like a best time of day. I really think that it depends on who you are. Like I like the idea of doing the exercise first thing in the morning because it's done and I don't have to worry about it. But if you're not a morning person, you prefer, my husband likes to exercise at the end of the day. He wants to go to the gym at the end of the day, and that's just he just doesn't want to wake up early. He has to go to work and he just doesn't. So I think it just depends on the person. I mean, there's some studies saying that fasting exercise. So if you're walking on an empty stomach, you're going to lose more calories. But I really think but if you're not a morning person and you never get out there, there's really no benefit in that. And as far as 300 minutes of exercise, I think I read that somewhere on an article. I don't quote me on that, but certain calories, and I will add that when we go through the food, certain foods, how many hours of exercise or minutes you need to expend to lose these calories. Okay, all right. So, okay. All right. So, um, So in this program, our goal is to be more active at a moderate pace or more. And what is a good way to know if you're being active at a moderate pace? Do the talk test. That means you can talk while you're doing an activity, but you can't sing. So while you do it. So if you're walking with a friend, you want to walk that, so that you're still able to talk to them, but you're not able to belt out or sing. Or that would be more than moderate. So the purpose of tracking, what are the things you track? Why do we track these things? And what do we think the purpose of weighing yourself at the start of each session? And what's the purpose of tracking your minutes of activity every day?
Hello. Can I interrupt?
Sure.
Okay, so is vacuuming, to go back, because we've been having a problem with the screen here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To go back a little bit, it would house cleaning, vacuuming the house, is that considered exercise, or that's just part of your daily routine and not to be considered as an exercise?
So what I've always been told is, like me walking at work, back and forth, they've never considered that part of, let's say, exercise. Of course, I'm getting my steps in, but it's never really what we call exercise. So I would say, I mean, if you're not vacuuming your floors every day and that's not your normal routine, but this week you're gonna vacuum the whole house and you're gonna spend an hour, vacuum the whole house, yes, I would consider that exercise. But if it's something you do every day, the usual activity that you have, then I wouldn't consider exercise. But I would think, I don't know, I don't vacuum every day, but I would think if you were vacuuming every day, then I wouldn't say it would be part of your activity. But let's say, twice a week you do a full vacuum, then yes, I would consider that exercise.
Okay, thank you.
So I ask you to track these things because I think, you can see that maybe a week goes by and you notice that you've only been active, 30 minutes for the week. So that exactly how active you are. And then that way you can take actions to meet your goals. So let's say this week, this is all coming up pretty quick, you have all these things planned and you're not ready and you haven't thought about the exercise, those type of things. So maybe this week you don't hit the 150 minutes, but you will know that this week you only made 45 minutes. So maybe your goal next week will be 60 minutes. So I think it's always good to kind of keep yourself accountable. You know, and then why do I ask you to weigh yourself every week? I think it also helps you work toward your 12-week weight goal. We want you to, work for something, those type of things. I think again, it's about being accountable. Let's see. And then ways we can track our activity. Like you said, if you're vacuuming, you want to turn on your timer on your phone and go vacuum away and then stop when you're done. So if it's half an hour, then you can add that to your activity. Again, it's 150 minutes throughout the week. So if it is 30 minutes a day for 5 days, or broken down that way, or you could do it throughout the 7 days. It's just, I want you to record anything you do that's considered exercise throughout the week. You can use a timer, you can do the fitness tracker. Obviously we're going to provide you with a pedometer. I'd like you to use the pedometer, but some people have smartwatches already, Apple Watch, a Fitbit. You can use that also to measure your steps. We want you to record your activity, maybe right now with a notebook until you get your fitness logs in the mail. You can use the computer spreadsheet, a fitness tracker on your phone. You could even record, today I did 150 minutes if you have an app on your phone. So, You know, you want to time your activity, then record the minutes of your activity. You could even, you know, march in place. Maybe you want to march in place for 10 minutes in the morning, you know, try to get that blood pumping and moving. So that would be perfectly fine. And of course, we want you to plan for success. We want to keep it realistic. We want it doable, specific, and flexible. And it's try to remember to focus on behaviors and try to have fun. It's, you know, track the activity at least a moderate pace, and, you know, put it down in your logs. Again, sweeping the floor briskly or mowing the lawn can be included in your activities. And then, you know, there are going to be days where maybe you're write down 0 minutes, and that's okay. Maybe the next day you'll do more than 30 minutes, maybe you'll do 45 minutes, but it's just good to track your everyday activity. And then I want you to just keep that in mind for the rest of the program. And then you'll have to just log in your fitness logs at the start of each session. And then I think we're going to open it up to questions and comments.
Cindy has one for you in the chat.
Okay. Okay, so Cindy says that she's having difficulty with motivation to move around your her body, and what would you say to help you motivate to do exercise? I mean, I really think, you know, everybody has a difficult time exercising. I think I go into waves. I believe that for me, just making sure to do it, you know, first thing in the morning, any activity. I used to run like an hour and a half every morning. And then I had a baby and I could barely sleep 3 hours. So I cannot do an hour and a half in the morning anymore. So for me, I do it by 20 minutes. I do 20 minutes of walking, 20 minutes on my bike, you know, 20 minutes of lifting weights or something along those lines. So I have 20 minutes, you know, I don't have 90 minutes anymore in the morning, but I have 20 minutes. So I think it's just trying to, you know, think of it that way. This, you know, what are you doing the rest of the day? You know, just making it a priority. And I hope, you know, you joining this class and us all going through this next 12 weeks will motivate you to want to do, you know, more exercise and get started. So, and really me asking you to track your logs every day kind of keeps you accountable. So, you know, every morning I hope you look at the log and you're thinking, what should I do today? Or even the night before, I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to walk around the neighborhood. Walking, I mean, you probably have to do early mornings, but hopefully as we go through the session and it cools down, you'll be able to get more steps in. I know it's difficult because it's still very warm outside. So, how does everybody feel about me asking you to track your way in your activity logs? I mean, this is probably different from what most people are doing as far as these virtual sessions, but we wanted to do it a little bit more extensive. Also, sometimes as a nurse practitioner, I ask my pre-diabetics, you know, I kind of give the blanket exercise more, eat less carbs, eat less sugar, and I never really go into depth. So this is the idea that I'm going to go into depth. And again, it is me trying to ask you to do a lifestyle change. You know, the change in your life is, you know, beyond these 12 weeks, maybe you'll continue to want to do 150 minutes of activity. You'll find that, you know, 30 minutes of exercise every morning by walking, and it just becomes part of what you want to do. So.
I have a question. This is Judy Wieneman. Can you, okay.
I can hear you.
All right. There are a couple of videos on television. One is Sit and Be Fit, and the other one is more active. So the Sit and Be Fit is one activity better than another activity, or would that be considered as part of the activity for the day? So the Sit and Be Fit, obviously you're sitting on a chair most of the time and you're doing leg exercises. It's full body exercises. The other one is stretching, strengthening, spine rotation, knees, hips. It's more active. I find that I'm breathing harder with the second activity. But is it still like 30 minutes a day activity, whether it's sitting and be fitting, sit and be fit, or the active?
I think sit and be fit is perfectly like an okay activity to count as an activity. If because you're still moving, and maybe standing and being more active is not gonna be something you want to do every day. What if you might have back pain, your hips might hurt, and sit be fit is going to be more modified for you. Then I would say you start your minutes, your timer for sit be fit. If it's half an hour, then it is still considered activity and exercise and being active.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And then if you like to join Lisa, she has a 10 a.m. Balance class tomorrow. So you could add that to, what is that, 1 hour or 30 minutes, Lisa?
So that is 1 hour. And let me tell you, if you're new to fitness, or if you're starting your fitness journey over again, that's a great class to come to. It basically focuses on balance, and you'd be amazed. I'm amazed every time the ankle strength that she works in there. Ankles play a big part in keeping us stable, and you will get a workout. So it'll sneak up on you though. Like, it's pretty easy class and you think you're going okay, and then you'll feel it. But yeah, join us tomorrow. Check it out.
That will be 60 minutes of your 150 minutes.
There you go.
Ask, and how do I get?
How do we get to that
It's
class?
on mute.
No, it's not.
Of course, if you just click on that link and hit RSVP for one, you hit 1 and then you enter your name and RSVP, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
The classes are all online. We do every single month, we do a Pilates for the first week. Second week is balance. Third week is yoga. And the fourth week, my favorite, is strength. And that one we do use these little 3-pound weights if you have them. And you can get them at, I think it's called Below 5 or Five Below. They're like $4.
Yeah, I have those.
Good.
We used to do a, what was the program? We did
Stepping On.
my husband and I did a Stepping On program, which is, sounds kind of like a combination of what Ida is talking about and what you're talking about. So the continuity of meeting every week was very good. In the beginning, I thought, oh my goodness, we'll never be able to do it. We were the instructors. And but everyone came, everyone was interested, and when people get engaged and they do have logs to write in, it does keep them more interested in the subject
More
and
involved.
looking forward to the next class and more involved.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm hoping we're building like a little community here, so you know that you're coming in, and it's nice to kind of put in your time and your weight also to stay motivated.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, it was 190. Yeah. So you're coming down.
Okay, and then so let's talk next class. It's September 27th from 9 to 10. It's going to be focused on eating healthy and ways to eat fewer calories. And of course, I ask for your homework to weigh yourself weekly, do the fasting glucose, if you have a glucometer, and then your activity and steps log. Also, if you haven't filled out the beginning survey, which is the pre-test survey, if you could finish it after the session or right now or later today, we would just like to have that information before we move on to the next session.
And I did want to mention, so far we have about a third of you were able to fill out that form. Like I said, if you're having any problems filling out that form, go ahead and just shoot me an email after class. I'm putting my email in here. Go ahead and shoot me an email after class, and I'll send you over a form or a Word document. You can fill that out, and then I'll fill in the rest for you. Oh, yes, I'll do it after class. I'll send them after class. And then, is there anything else, Ida?
No, that's it. Mostly just kind of an introduction, kind of get people motivated and start thinking about their activities. And just want to make sure if you are going to continue with the program, a few of you guys did not give your mailing address. Or we're missing some mailing address. It's mostly for us to send you the welcome packet. How do they get you that information, Lisa?
So again, if you need the welcome packet mailed to you, email me your address. If you've already done it, we have it, but email that to me as well. And do you have to sign up each week? Okay, if you signed up for this class, I think I signed you up for the next 2 classes.
Did you get her email address?
If you signed up yourself, I'll just try to make sure that everybody is enrolled in the next one, okay?
Also, if you have a friend that wants to join in late, I mean, they can sign in. We can send this first recording also. So let's say, you know, you want to do this and you want to get some support from a friend and they want to sign up, we can, you know, don't have them hesitate because they missed the first session, because we can just send a video and they could just pick up where we're at.
Can you send the video to us? We had trouble logging in.
Yes. Who is that?
Ju-
Judy?
Yes,
Yeah.
Judith Wieneman. That was my husband. We're both
Perfect.
watching.
Oh, okay.
Just to make sure, could you send me, I'll put my email on here again. Could you just put that request into an email to me? And then I'll make sure that I have your email address and I can send it back to you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and there's one other question. I am not interested in eating fewer calories. I'm interested more in gaining a couple of pounds. So is this program for me or not?
I think it's still for you. I can still, you know, I could probably send you different information if you're trying to gain more calories. I still want you to be active, right? So
Right.
maybe you don't do the food log because you're not trying to lose weight, but you're going to try to get 150 minutes. And or maybe we're trying to add, you know, more, let's say, muscle weight versus fats. So, you know, still when I go through things, it's still going to be thinking about eating more nutritious food. And maybe you don't have to think about, let's say, the serving size. Your serving size might be larger than everyone because you're going to try to gain weight. But we still,
Okay.
you know, we don't want you to gain weight through eating, let's say, you know, empty calories. We want you to gain weight with nutritious food, and I'm still going to go through that. And like I said, your portion size might be larger than someone who's going to try to lose weight.
Okay.
So Audra.
So Audra, this class is to educate patients on diabetes, or if you're in like a pre-diabetes. So you're more than welcome to join us, but this is not a broker resource class. Did that answer your question? Okay.
So
I don't know what a broker resource is. Are you speaking to me, Judith? No, just in general.
No, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put my email address up here again. Hold on one second. All right, there is my email address again. If you need the form to fill out to start to do like our baseline, or if you need to get me your email address so we can get you your charts and logs, email me. If you want a copy of this recording, go ahead and email me and I can send that out to you. And also, I did want to mention one other thing. We'll record all these classes. So if for any reason you can't make all 6 sessions, we will be able to get you that class so you can stay on board with us.
I'm not, this is Judith, and I am not getting your email address on my screen.
Oh, it's coming through on the chat. If you click the chat bubble, or it might be called the conversation. And it's an icon that kind of looks like, you know, in the newspapers, they used to do like the cartoons and there'd be a little bubble above the head. It looks like that.
Yeah. Are you Lisa?
I am.
Okay, here it is.
So that didn't bring it up.
Yeah. Help.
Oh, okay.
We have it. We have
All
it.
right.
And Grace, I'm sorry those links did not work for you. If you send me an email, I'll send you a Word document that you just fill out and save it and send it back to me. That'll work as well.
I'm not sure if I can share my email. I've always been told not to share my email with my patients, mostly for HIPAA related issues. So I'm gonna have to clarify that with someone, and then I can figure out a way for you to communicate with me. And maybe I'll have Lisa, when she sends reminders, add that information for you.
Or if you want to send questions to me or put them in the chat at each session, I'll make sure that we address them. How does that work, Ida?
Yeah, that sounds great. So, and you know, if you have a question, I'm sure everybody else has the question. So if we open up with questions in the beginning of the session or even at the end of the session, then I can address all of that too for everyone.
We have a fasting question.
Oh yeah. So fasting, usually 8 hours. 8 hours or more. So I would say, you know, from dinner to the next morning.
Yeah. Oh.
If it's longer than that because you had dinner early and you went to bed and you woke up later, that was fine. I think the minimum is about 8. Okay.
Okay, that's
back up.
muted.
I will send it, Gloria.
Okay, I think it's a great start. You'll be getting your welcome packets if you have not already picked it up. And then we will get going on the 27th to talk about healthy eating.
Perfect. Thank you, Ida. Thanks everybody for joining us today. I'll send out the link again for the next class, and we'll start diving in on all of this. But in the meanwhile, we'll get working for you, Ada.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.